Hopefully. Smoking hot. Yeah. She's always mad. I know, but those women are always mad. Once you start to get older, no husband, no kids, it just starts to get really weird. And you're just fucking mad at everything you want, I get it. Here we go. Welcome to the History Hyenas. I'm Chris Distefano, a.k.a. Chrissy Chaos. With me, as always, Yannis Pappas, a.k.a. Freddy Fettuccines. Today, we have a guest. The old saying, don't bring sand to the beach. So instead, I brought sand to the Riotcast studio, Nimesh Patel. We have a thing that we call sand to the beach.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. Your Chrissy take-ons too much.
Chrissy
now you're bringing that into our podcast schedule. Okay?
What do you mean?
By the end of this fucking run that we're on today,
yeah,
we're both going to be face down dead in a pile of I'll take you outside physically.
Take you outside physically.
We're recording 16 episodes today because Chrissy's fucking screwed it.
No mistake, Nimesh Patel, obviously great comedian. You guys know him, SNL writer, been a friend of mine since day one of my day one. And great guy.
And his mic is not on ISIS.
And his mic's...
Yeah.
Put his mic on.
We got a chop shop operation here.
You missed all that shit that I just said?
Yeah, well, that's good because,
He just went on a brilliant political rant and ISIS had it off, so you missed it.
But that's okay because Mrs. Pappas doesn't like when people talk during the theme song.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, she hates that.
She hates that.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's
my wife hates it, yeah.
But Nimesh is our first guest we've ever had from the Eastern Hemisphere. Our first Eastern Hemi ever.
Get the fuck out.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
I'm ripping hard.
I'm trying to think. Is he?
We've never had an Eastern Hemi. We've had Ari Shafir, we had Godfrey, and then we've just had a bunch of whites.
We've had a bunch of whites.
Yeah.
You don't count Ari as a white?
Yeah, he's like, because he's so Jewish that he's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's kind of like an other. He's like so he's not like, wait, like, we've had like Andrew Schultz and Tim Dillon and Tank Sinatra. These guys are just pure white.
Yeah.
Pure white,
yeah.
Which, Nimesh wanted to come in and just talk about being full-blown Indian.
I have a disease.
Yeah, now, this is back.
By the way, Nimesh is a great comic.
Yeah, Nimesh is the best. He's also a great guy. Great energy.
Good energy.
Oh, look at
I go
this.
by energy. by energy.
And he's a can't miss right now for 2019 with the industry because he's a diverse character that wears skinny jeans. You can't miss.
And Jordans.
Yeah. If you got
Covering
skinny
everything.
jeans, Jordans, and you're anything but white, you're going to get a job in TV. It's what it is.
This brown wave is amazing.
You got to be funny, but yeah, there's a wave. There's a wave.
We're riding it, man.
Yeah.
But
it's starting
beautiful.
to become, because you're 100% Indian, just like 100% white, if you're 100% black, it's almost like now time's running out for 100%. You have to almost be a bunch of different things and also transgender if it's going to happen.
I just want to remind everyone, I'm 26% Mesopotamian Turkish.
You're dirty Turk.
My DNA is Arab.
You got that left shoulder hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so I'm from the Middle East as well.
You were born and raised in New Jersey, right?
Jersey,
which is where everybody who's Indian American is born and raised.
There's Parsippany, New Jersey, and then there's Edison, New Jersey. Those are the two main Indian enclaves.
And you
don't
left
forget about Canada.
And then
I'm
Canada.
saying
US.
Toronto.
I know, but then Toronto's a lot of Indians.
But Nimesh, you also left a relatively good paying job or a great paying job to do stand up.
Well, I left. I was a finance guy. I graduated with a finance degree,
Right.
but I did not utilize it well. When after graduation, I didn't do as well as an Indian person should do in school. And then for like a year, I bounced around a bunch of shitty jobs, and we met in 2009 when I started comedy.
Yes,
and
I met Nimesh early.
I'll just say this.
Nimesh is a handsome fucking
handsome
kid, too.
kid.
Holy shit, he's a handsome kid with a deep voice. And he's engaged, too, ladies and fellas.
Congratulations. Here, I'll say this.
Thank you, Chris.
Nimesh Patel
Yeah.
is the Yannis Pappas of Indian names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Meaning
It's
Yannis
very
Pappas,
authentic.
and it's also just common.
it's the most common. Thank you. Someone fucking finally. I have a bit when I say Nimesh Patel is like the Steves of fucking. This is the most common Indian name.
Nimesh Patel. I think I'm not kidding you right now. I've been to 3 doctors, and their names have been Nimesh Patel.
We are fucking everywhere, dude.
There's-
When,
it's a common
before
Indian name.
before I became the first Google result, if
Yeah.
you Google Nimesh Patel, the other Google. I mean, I've done this as a joke, but it's true that the other Nimesh Patels are doctors in like Queens.
Well, that's why your social media handle's funny. It's Finding Nimesh.
Yeah. You gotta find the right guy.
You gotta find the right guy. It's hilarious.
Do you know how fucking huge it is to be the top Google search as Nimesh Patel?
Yeah.
There's 1 billion Indian people on the planet.
Yeah.
I bet you 700 million of them are named Nimesh Patel.
Yeah.
And I'm here, dog.
Because you're the king Nimesh Patel.
And I know you've talked about it so much, but sometimes, not that we talk about politics, well, sometimes Yannis does. Just check his Twitter feed, Yanni Long Days. But like, it's crazy how like the left liberal ate themselves when you are in, the Columbia University thing, which I'm sure we've talked about 1,000 times. We don't have to talk about it. But how it's like you are like the face of diversity, saying the right things, being the right things, and then even you got eaten alive.
Oh,
It's just fucking crazy.
Of all the comments that I've read on the YouTube videos and shit, the funniest was like, love it when the left eats their own. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? It's so true that
true,
I'm
man.
like, I'm on your team, dog.
Cuz come to our side, Trump 2020.
Oh, dude.
We're at every fucking Mets game.
Just sway Shang, please.
The Hindus for Trump.
Seriously, there's a lot of Hindus for Trump now.
There's a group in Edison, and I know one of the people that behind
Wei
it.
Xiangxian.
Yeah.
We
Wei
have Wei
Xiangxian,
Xiang-
it just means we're joking. When you hear Wei Xiangxian.
Wei Xiangxian, what the quick backstory is, he was an ancient eunuch in one of the Chinese dynasties, and it just organically happened. Now, we just thought the way his pronunciation was, Wei Xiangxian, was funny in this robot voice. So now anytime, mostly I say something that's fucking wildly out of control and not PC, we just say Wei Xiangxian. It clears the credence and clears the
and that's the Cantonese pronunciation.
What was the first pronunciation?
Wei Xiangxian.
Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Danish is the main pronunciation.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's what that shit is queued up over there.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what Zach has.
Usually he doesn't have it queued up like that. I mean, that's how Chop Shop. We're getting worse, Zach.
Yeah.
Our podcast is getting big, but our production is getting worse.
PronounceWiki.com.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Pronounce Wiki just open on the screen.
We could do this from our house.
We got high definition cameras here. We got a Saturday Night Live writer here. And don't
Boss on
forget,
the
you're in the
wall.
presence of Chris Distefano.
Yeah, don't forget you're in the presence of Chrissy D.
它就是它的本质。
I'm that white motherfucker from Guy Code.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Andrew Schultz.
Yeah. Aren't you Chris Schultz?
I'm Chrissy
Andrew
Schultz.
Distefano?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
Hindus for Trump, dog. It's a thing, and it bothers the shit out of me.
Right.
Because all these.
Yeah, you have to turn your phone. I mean, how?
it's the first time it's ever happened while we've been doing it.
Yeah, it has. But
A lot of
also,
firsts today.
But I mean, it's
Yeah.
also the
First East Asian,
text,
first phone.
the text
I love it.
rings. It's always like, bing.
The first time we've had Wikipedia up.
Yeah, the fucking sausage is being
Look,
made right there, and we're
I'm
saying.
sorry.
I'm just getting mad.
Cuz
Yeah, but
it's
thank
getting
God.
hot in the studio, and I just want to tell him Nimesh he may not be safe.
It might not be. Well, no, now you are, because make no mistake, the clouds have come out in here in New York City. The rain has started, and what I like to call this day is just a beautiful summer day in Munich.
Wei Xiangxian, Zach, please come.
Yeah.
Zach, you have
Wei
to
Xiangxian.
listen to the podcast while we do
Yeah.
it. Whenever you hear the word Munich or Sandra, hit the fucking button.
So Mesh Money. Oh, and also, by the way, Bay Ridge Boys episode 2.
Yes.
Mesh Money makes an appearance at the end of it because
Yes.
he's a third Bay Ridge boy.
My favorite ask was, "Hey, look, man, we couldn't get Mo the Muslim to be a Muslim. Can you be Muslim for this fucking scene?"
Please.
Yes.
Well, you have to do it.
What a privilege in my life.
No
Yeah.
problem.
No,
That was
it
amazing.
actually
Thank
turned
you. That
out
was so much
great.
fun.
Turned out great.
I, mean,
you
I
were-
don't know how good of an actor Mo is, but you were great.
He's-
You were actually perfect. I wish we gave it to you, Wei Xiangxian.
Yeah.
But you got it anyway, so it was great. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you for having me. That was fun.
Yeah, so these Hindus for Trump. It's like
Dude,
a whole group.
It bothers me so much because it's like, you've made it as a minority when you can vote
Right.
for Donald Trump. Like,
Right.
and it's to start a group that's like pro Donald Trump. It bothers me so much. I don't like.
Do
rich
you
Indian
feel
people
though,
like that.
as like an Indian American, like your group, like how do you feel about like your group racially? Do you guys feel like you do well, not do well? Like how do you feel?
Well, I mean, we are the rich Asian Americans in general are the richest minority
Yes.
by far, but there's also the biggest wealth gap is between rich Asians and poor Asians.
Really?
Yeah, like
Americans, Asian Americans.
Asian Americans.
Wow.
Like, there's so many in fucking deep Queens and everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
these halal cart guys, they're not balling. You know
They're
what
not
I mean?
making
Like,
any money.
they're
But I guarantee you
so poor.
their kids or their grandkids will be.
I mean,
a lot of them.
It's a weird poverty trap because
I've never once in my life seen an Indian or Chinese homeless person.
Oh, dude, I mean, you're not walking in
No,
Chinatown.
there's some homeless. Yeah.
I mean,
You
all
very
the-
rarely
I
see
used to
them.
do
all the
social
can
work, yeah.
people are all the
They're
can
not
people,
home. Those people are not homeless.
but they're poor.
They may be poor, but I'm talking about full blown homeless.
You don't see them out on the sleeping on the street, is what you're saying.
No.
Yeah, they figure
Very
out a way.
rarely.
They figure out a way. But Asians and South Asians are the most successful immigrants,
Absolutely.
and it happened quick.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about it. That's why you got to say, God, some of this has to be cultural because it happened quick.
This is fun. It's like I was talking about this with a friend of mine. It's like when Lyndon B. Johnson lifted the Asian American Exclusion Act. It was like 1965. 1947 in India, England had just left India, and so the government of India announced like a bunch of grants for people to study. So they became doctors, scientists, engineers, but they didn't have the jobs or the infrastructure for those people to then get work. And right after LBJ lifted that act, they only let in the best of the best, like the way Trump wanted. So it was like engineers. We were getting like the creme de la creme of Indian people and Asians when they allowed them.
That they were reproduced. Wow.
And they came here and they fucking snatched up the motels and snatched up every job opportunity they could. And they had that sort of, they're the smartest people. And so they just
really are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I know it's a hack thing, but it's like always like, oh, cheat off the Indian kid or the Chinese kid about, in school because they're the best.
We gotta also understand it sucks so much that the stereotype is a lot of this mad smart Indian people because some of us are just dumb. Like,
I know, some are.
Like,
Pressure,
Some are,
so dumb.
But that's where I think you can read. Everyone has a theory because they're trying to sell a perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
When you read everything, it's like you read something now, especially nowadays. Objective news is hard to come. So you read something, everyone has a perspective they're selling to sort of market themselves. I'm the guy who's saying this. The truth is, there has to be cultural factors at play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're not all smart genetically, whatever.
But the Greeks are.
No. The Greeks are superior.
Yeah.
But same with the Greeks because it's similar with the Greeks. The Greeks came as immigrants and then they became like one of the most successful, and so it's hard work. Like, so even the Indians and Asians who aren't that smart, the family, and I know this because my uncle used to teach violin lessons. All his fucking students were Indian and Asian.
They're all Eastern
So the
Hemis.
families, the tiger mom, that thing is a thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's emphasized. The Jewish people do it too.
Do you think it's like a survivor thing with like immigrants know they got to survive, so they have to
100. It's here's an opportunity.
Right.
I mean, look, we bash America all the fucking time, and like I was saying before, that's a good thing. That means we're in a free society. It's good, and we should always bash it. But what's happened now is like, it's like there's no good aspect. Nobody ever mentions anything good. It's like, until you talk to the grandparent who's going like, what are you kids talking about?
Yeah.
I came here and I was a busboy for fucking 20 years and I saved every dime. I opened my own diner. I saved. And, you talk to the Greek guy who's a hot dog stand vendor and now his grandkids or his kids are in medical school. It's like, that didn't happen from a policy. That happened from straight fucking hard work. Because finally these people who've been starving for generations have an opportunity. And let's be honest, America's pretty good for that. America's a pretty good place for saying, hey man, if you come here and you fucking work hard and you're innovative, look at fucking, this kid was a Syrian refugee. He was adopted. He was fucking...
Who?
Marcus Lemonis?
I just had early onset. He founded Apple. I'm stupid.
Sandra D?
Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs. I mean,
He was a Syrian refugee?
Syrian fucking refugee, adopted kid who ended up changing the entire fucking world. And you got to say, it's America. That happens in America.
Right.
And the rest of the world is now imitating that American model in a lot of ways.
They should. I mean, America remains the land of opportunity. I feel like the opportunity is decreasing like mad. I think to your point of the Holocaust kids they're gonna have a lot tougher time than like I did. Like,
Well,
Why do you think that?
I think the opportunity set is shrinking. I think that's why
There's more of the opportunities in like tech?
No, I think there's just more people, and now you're
That's
just
true.
gonna have to be better at
There's
everything.
less spots.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's
That's
even
true.
true in comedy. It's like
True
there's
in
just
every
less and
single-
less spots.
I mean, look, it's a very good point because it's based in reality. Like when my dad came back from Korea, World War II generation, there was millions and millions and millions of just boys dead. So he wasn't smart. He just got into law school because they was just open spots. They were like, hey, we need people. They were like fucking giving grants to get people into law school, or because like everyone was dead. A whole generation of kid was just depleted.
Gone.
So yeah, now it's like Yeah, and we have no wars. We're living till like 90s. It's getting crowded.
It's getting a little
Getting crowded.
We don't need import people. We need to export a lot of us.
But also,
go ahead.
to speak to this point, because I was just actually reading this yesterday, it's not just Indians and South Asians that are outpacing. Indians and South Asians are at the top, and of course, we got to give a shout out to Godfrey. Nigerians are up there too.
Yeah.
Godfrey said Nigerians were number one above Indians. It's just not true, but since Godfrey would just say it's a Godfrey fact.
Yeah, and when he said that in hockey that the best defensemen are black, I mean, the amount of tweets we've gotten about how that's not true is mind-blowing.
Finally, your responders or your listeners respond to something.
And I also did a little research about basketball being founded by Native Americans. It's not that simple. It's not that clean cut. It's what we call a Godfrey fact from now
it's a
on.
Godfrey fact of the day, which means it's pretty much not true, but he has a mental illness and he's on steroids, so we just say yes.
So, but to his point, Nigerians, it's just what it is, and Zach's just is slow today. But Nigerians do extremely well.
Same ethic, same work ethic.
As do, to your point, most immigrants. They outpace when it comes to high school education, when it comes to post high school education, to graduate school level. All immigrants, it seems, for the most part, that goes South American, Asian, South Asian, Nigerian, Southern European, Balkan area, they just are outpacing Americans because Americans are fucking comfortable, fat,
complacent.
Stupid.
So a kid like Nimesh Patel is just going to take your spot and open a motel in your neighborhood because the kid is motivated and he's fucking 100% screwed in.
That's what we do, dog.
Yeah.
Motels.
Yeah, talk to us about it.
Oh, dude, this is I forget where I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like 2 weeks ago. And
by the way, where are you getting married?
Where?
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
Is
Nice.
it going to be an Indian wedding?
I had to do two. I have to do two goddamn weddings because I had to do like a normal size wedding and then I have to do an Indian size wedding because my fiance wants to do like an American reception and my mom wants me to do like the Hindu thing, and that it would be too big of a wedding.
How many people are going to be at the Hindu one?
Probably like 200 something.
Yeah.
And then the white one will be
like 160.
Wow.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Say it loud. Say it proud.
Say it loud. Let me be crystal clear with the people.
Make no mistake. Don't forget where you are. You're in the boundaries right now of America, which is the greatest country in the world. Don't forget our laws.
Let me just be crystal clear with the people. We say all the time, Italian food is the number one food, the Jordan of food.
Yeah.
I believe that's true. I believe that's true. This doesn't get enough credit, and it needs to be said, and I'm saying it here first.
Oh, shit.
Indian weddings are the best weddings.
Right.
Hands down, if you want to go to a fun celebration with fucking elephants in every color in the spectrum and people partying their ass
dancing
off.
around a ring of fire.
I mean,
Indians love to flex on weddings.
Dude,
every time you see a floor collapse in a wedding, it's an Indian wedding.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking dancing around having a great time.
Yeah, and somebody's on an elephant always.
40 people at every Indian wedding die.
Because Indian elephants.
Godfrey fact.
Godfrey fact of the day.
Godfrey fact of the day.
Yeah.
Jesus is real. Godfrey fact of the day.
He is. If my mother's listening, she's pissed.
Yeah, she is. But Indian weddings need more. It needs to be recognized that they have the funnest, most colorful, festive weddings.
It is. It's a weird amount of pressure to like have white friends who are like, "Hey man, you gonna get a horse?" No man, I'm not getting no fucking horse. So my Indian wedding will be for like the Hindu ceremony. Like it'll be 200 people watching me and my girl like walk around a fire for 3 hours.
I wish we were better friends so I could come.
Oh man, dude,
I've never
just
been
crash.
to an Indian wedding.
Just crash.
I'm gonna take Michael Che's spot.
Just crash. Yeah.
Don't worry, Michael Che may not respond to the text and he may not show up.
Yeah.
Well, he just does that to us. He responds to your text.
Michael Che, Nimesh, Michael Che, Jared Freed. These guys are close friends. They look like a community college.
Looks like a community college brochure.
Brochure, yeah.
Yeah. Michael Che will respond to my first message and then never respond again.
Yeah.
Michael Che, if you're listening, I know you're not because you cut off social media.
Yeah, well, if you want Che to respond, just send him a text of the new Jordans, and then he'll pique his interest, and then you have his interest.
That's what it is,
If you want Che to respond, you got to talk some shit about Colin in a newspaper.
Colin Jost, yeah.
And then he'll respond on Instagram.
Colin Jost is from Staten Island.
He's from Staten Island, but you would never know.
You would never know that kid's from the island.
Colin is so New York. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh, Indian weddings.
Indian hotels, and yeah.
So, we're not getting married at a hotel or anything like that. But I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I was doing a spot.
They probably loved you there.
dude, this is the wildest shit. I get there, it's like a 140-seat room. There's like 30 Indian people there.
Wow.
And I'm like, and in Tulsa, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, I talked to them. I was like, what, do you guys own the Holiday Inn across the street? And they're like, yeah, actually, yes. And I was like, because that's like the story of Indian Americans owning motels. Like they came in like the 60s, and that was when there was a financial crisis. So land was kind of cheap, and motels were cheap. They just bought a motel and then invite all their sponsor their cousins to come work. So, because you don't have to pay them that much, they could just live there, stack your paper, and just rinse and repeat. And they'd end up in these bumblefuck places like Tulsa and Nebraska and fucking Kansas.
Yeah.
And now they have like empires.
They're
of hotels.
multi-millionaires, billionaires now.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, dude.
I've stayed in, when you start out in comedy, you do a bunch of one-nighters. They put you up in a lot of. I've stayed in a few Indian motels. Yeah, on the road.
They'll skimp where they
Yeah,
can.
yeah. So I've done it a few times. Also, you got to say they probably hired all the relatives and stuff, like because my grandfather
them?
sent for his brother. It's also like, what are you going to do? Hire like a third-generation American who wants to take a smoke break every 15
Right,
minutes,
no.
or do you want to hire your cousin Nimesh, who is going to work 20 hours a week because he's just fucking happy that he can get chicken fingers across the
That's
street.
exactly
Yeah,
what
that's
it
what
is,
it is.
dog.
He can go to fucking Burger King whenever he wants.
And a lot of these fucking white people have the nerve to not want to like clean a toilet or make a bed.
get it.
Exactly.
You know, it's no, this fucking 18-year-old Indian guy is gonna be like, shit, I get to be in America and
I'll
eat
do
Burger
that.
King. I'll do that.
One of these states
Yeah.
tried to ban illegals. Like they tried to ban
Arizona.
No, it was
Wasn't Arizona? Did
Zach,
it?
can you look it up quick, please?
Tried to ban illegal.
Tried to ban illegals, and it's a great 60 Minutes piece on it. I have early onset because I'm older than you guys, and I'm
Yeah.
dying,
Yeah. Slowly dying.
slowly dying.
I mean, forgetting Steve Jobs is you
I'm-
gotta go to a doctor, dog.
I need another falafel.
Yeah.
People are listening to this, are going to be listening to this 4 weeks later, and be like, the kid eats a lot of falafels.
Yeah.
But they tried to ban illegals, and the farmers, Alabama, so they did it.
Makes
they
sense.
Successfully banned. Like you got to show paper. Boom, boom. They banned it, but then and the farmers were for it, because everyone's on that fucking dumb train.
Right.
And then farmers were like, "Yo, man, we're bleeding. We can't." They tried to hire people. Nobody wanted to do the jobs.
That's right.
What they tried to do after that. This is a true story. It's a great, it's a great example of why illegal labor is here in a lot of ways. And then they tried to give it to prison guys. They tried to use prison guys, and even prison guys like, "Hey man, I need a smoke break." They would try to give the prison guys incentives to do it. They didn't even want to do it. So it's like, no, to pick fucking strawberries and throw them in a bucket in like a line in that fucking heat. To do that, you have to have the willpower of someone who really wants to be here bad, because where they're from fucking sucks.
Right, and they got family back there.
They got
They're trying to
fam-
get them the fuck out of there,
Yeah.
so they got to send shit home. Like
Yeah.
it's such
and the dollar here means a lot more going back there.
Oh, yeah.
Because Americans are not willing to do that type of work. They just won't. No matter which way you crumble the cookie, it's not going to
No
happen.
matter which way the cookie crumbles, you have early onset dementia.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, think about my grandfather at his restaurant, at his diner. It was Greeks do 24-hour dine. My dad used to tell me he would spend sometimes 18 hours there. Like he'd come home for 3 hours.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like take a shower, sleep for 45 minutes, and then go back.
I see
Yeah.
my halal cart guy right in Brooklyn on Atlantic and Flatbush, I guess it is. No, on Flatbush and Henson.
I don't know.
Anyway, near the Long
I thought you were
Island.
doing a wrestling move.
Yeah,
there.
By the Barclays Center.
Yeah, right by there's a halal cart there. I've seen that guy there from like 11 a.m. to like 1 a.m.
Sure.
And it's just, and he'll be like passed out, but he'll in that and he's inhaling gas fumes.
Yeah.
And no fucking
But he'll wake
whi-
right up and whip that shit up for you.
There's no white guy that's gonna be at a fucking halal cart
Yeah.
for
In the
dead of summer, he's out
13
there.
hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
just sweating and it makes the chicken good. But
Because I had Alex
Yeah.
Carabano. You know Alex Carabano?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad redid the childhood home. I had to renovate it, and he did it. And he was just telling me, like, when he came here, he's like, he was telling me, he's like, the generations are just so different now. He's like, my kids, he's like, they don't want to work. You know what I mean? He's like, I came here when I was a teenager. I learned English, worked, I lived to work.
consumerism is such an American ideal where like my generation, our parents were like content with just like very minimal stuff because back home it was nothing. Like they had shit back home, so they would come here, be like, "Oh, we get a 1-bedroom apartment. The water runs whenever we want it.
Right.
Now we're just gonna work our asses off, so our kids have a slightly better life. We have such better lives. We don't even. We just take all this shit for granted.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no. It's a different work ethic.
Yeah.
Did your parents grow up in India and not have running water and like that?
Oh,
part,
yeah.
that kind of India.
When I went in 2013, I went to see where my parents grew up in 2013, and my mom took me. And my grandparents were English teachers in India. Like they were, like, well, not well off, but they were well to do.
To have
in
a
India.
job like that is a good job.
Yeah, my grandfather was like a principal of a huge school. And then I went to see where they grew up, and my mom took me to the little shack where there was a hole in the ground where they would
That's shit.
shit and piss. And they had
Wow.
like a stick for bugs and snakes. I'm like, you did that.
And it was still the same shack with the hole in 2013. Nothing updated, nothing changed.
Nothing changed. And I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
This is, I mean, we
Russell Peters has
got
that.
nothing.
He actually has a funny joke where he goes like, the first time he went to India, he's like, "Let me at my people, my Indian people." He was gonna, and then he's like, the door opened and he caught the first whiff, and he was like, "I'm Canadian."
Yeah, I am. Yeah, man. Sometimes like the stereotypes aren't necessarily true, but it is like there's a truth to a lot of it where you go and like, once I went to India, I came back, I never felt bad for poor people in America because poverty in India is not, it's like poor people here are rich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You go
they
to
are.
India, dude.
That's what I say. That's why sometimes I say on stage, and I can't really, it doesn't go well because I look like an undercover cop and I look like a white person that's evil.
You look like you marched on Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look like a tiki torch.
Yeah.
But when I say, like, Americans are just bored, it's like you don't have any real fucking problems here.
Yo,
Like, you have problems, but it's like, stop.
sell your trailers,
Yeah.
take that 10, 12 G's and go live like a king in India.
Yeah.
Like, just, you will
It's a
fucking.
great solution to the problem.
Yo, yeah. It's,
If you're struggling here, just go become a king in Honduras.
Go to India.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go to dude. Food is the one of the most expensive costs here in America. Like relative to what food is such a huge cost here. Go to India, you will eat like a fucking. What's higher than a king? Like a god.
Yeah.
You will eat
Yeah.
like a god.
A Roman emperor.
You will
Yeah.
eat anything.
Derek
you,
Jeter's the only thing
Yeah.
higher.
anything you want. You will eat like Jeter.
You eat like Derek Jeter.
Yeah. It's I did social work for 5 years.
Yeah.
So poor people in America,
Yeah.
they get benefits. They get health care. I'm not saying they have it good because
Right.
they are poor.
Right.
But as far as like, if you're going to be poor in a country, being poor in America is a good place to be poor.
Yeah, we're the only country that has fat poor people.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
So it's like if you're fat and poor,
Right, yeah.
what is your real
Yeah.
problem?
I mean, taxpayers, I worked in an SRO, which was taxpayers pay for a building for homeless people to live in.
Mm-hmm.
They got Section 8. They got stipend from the government. They get money. Their prescriptions are free. They go to the doctor whenever they want.
Right.
A lot of them go too much.
Let's eat the poor. That's the solution. Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
just
fucking
saying-
eat them.
It's a complicated world. There's
Yeah.
always, it's never 100% comfortable truths wherever you look. It's just kind of like, you got to understand that there's not one fix-all solution to everything. That's what adults, I think, understand more than people who kind of live in a childish reality, where they're just like, all you got to do is this.
Right.
All we got to do is give free education and everything is solved, Or it's like,
You'd say that again with like a Bernie accent.
yeah, all we got to do is give free education to everybody. First, did you see what's his name do the Bernie impersonation, the most recent one? James Adobian.
No.
Oh, yeah.
He's walking around the street just going percents. He's going 4% of 2% is 1%. So if we take the 40%, we minimize it to 4%, and then the people get 50%. Because most of his speeches is always talking percents.
Percent, yeah.
It's like
That's
the tax rate
hilarious.
is 30%.
That's how you lose people. You
Yeah.
do math. They're like, all right, yeah, sure. I'll
I'll
Or-
vote for you.
Or you look like him. That's how you lose him, too. You look like you've been teaching math to urban youth for the last 20 years, somewhere deep in Brooklyn as a substitute teacher.
He's got that 1% money, dude.
What,
yeah.
what's
oh, wow. We're overlapping.
Wow, yeah.
J-Train
Now we
in
got
the house.
J-Train who's going to be on the. Should we just make it all one big super episode?
No,
No, we
let's chill.
got J. Yeah, we got it because we're screwed in.
Yeah.
We're screwed in. We got Yarmulkes on. We're fucking trying to make the most
I
money.
thought we were going to bring yarmulkes for the Jared Freed episode.
We should have brought Yarmulkes for Jared Freed.
Yeah.
I knew why this episode
Yeah.
felt frantic because it's got that J-Train energy
Oh,
behind
sweet.
us.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's funny. The J trains we're clogging the station for the J train.
I know. Choo,
Yeah,
choo,
for the
make
jet.
way.
Yeah, but that's because there's a sick
But
passenger on board, and his name's ISIS. Zach
And
ISIS.
J Train and Nimesh. J Train and Nimesh, like you said, are good friends along with Michael Che that makes up the community college brochure. So it's okay that they're all in the same room right now.
Yeah,
But
you guys
Nimesh, we're talking about Indian motels.
Yeah, you guys came up together. The three of you guys. You're the same. You're same class.
I would
Me,
say
Jared,
so.
and Nimesh.
No. Nimesh, Che, and Jared. Same
Jared-
class.
Yeah, but I'm in that class too.
Oh, you're in that class
I'm
too?
in that class. Yeah, we
so
all started
Schultz
together.
too is in there.
Schultz, he's a little before.
Okay.
Yeah, Schultz a little before. Who else? I guess
Wolf.
Michelle Wolf.
Michelle Wolf.
Yeah, well, we all did open.
Greg Stone and Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah.
They started.
two.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
doing open mics together.
Nice.
Sam Morrill, Mark Norman, all these guys were a little.
You guys
ahead.
got a successful class.
Very successful class.
Everyone's doing well.
for the most part. Yeah,
We got a good group.
Yeah.
we have a pretty good group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's a nice diverse group too.
Barnett.
Yeah, which is Kevin Barnett,
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Wow. Fowler too? Was your
Jermaine. Well, he was a
Wow.
little before too, though.
You know what it is? You guys might be the generation actually that coincided with like the internet kind of exploding and the boom. Because like, yeah, I mean, comedy is a lucrative, wide open fucking lane right now.
Right.
Like it's like,
Don't tell people that, man. There's
yeah,
enough,
yeah, we got to stop them.
there's
Yeah,
enough people trying to swim.
Yeah.
yeah, but they're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's the same thing we're talking about. What are they gonna do? Go study to be doctors? They're gonna be like, they're gonna turn on YouTube and be like, I could.
I could
Why
do
not?
that.
Let's
Give it a
make a
try.
vine.
What
Yeah.
are Nimesh Patel's doing these days?
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that.
So
Yeah,
you
man.
got booed out. You got booed off a stage at which college?
Columbia.
Wow.
The greatest school in New York.
Yeah. Was it a white kid who did it? Who booed
No,
you?
it's all Asians, man.
Like
Asians.
Eastern Hemi, like what? Like Orientals?
Eastern Hemi.
Zach, fucking wake up, man. I mean, did you think my dad's on the cast? Did you hear when you hear the word Oriental? You think Chris Pappas was here?
Eastern
Thank you.
Hemis, man.
Yeah.
Eastern Hemis, they fucking, yeah.
That's how.
So your own
that's-
people.
But that's how you know you made it, man. When you could kick a fucking.
You got to do Joe Rogan, though,
That was great.
because of it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
was fucking
he's
awesome.
Such a welcoming dude.
Now, what did they do? So what was the joke that got you in trouble?
This joke is about how I don't think being gay could be a choice because no one would choose to be gay if they're already black, which is on a fairly, I think, treaded water by this or treaded ground by this point. But I said it just to say that the only person who chooses to be gay is Mike Pence, right?
Yeah.
That's who chooses not to be gay is Mike
And then
Pence.
was it silence in the room?
Oh, I mean, with the first part, yes, that shit fucking crickets.
Yeah, but that's colleges. They all everything.
Yeah, so many bits I have are just crickets.
If you take a stance on anything in front of a college crowd, whatever it is, I remember I had a soccer joke at what was it, Carnegie Mellon. First of all, Carnegie, yeah, I performed those kids. It was like
They're
it was
geniuses.
all Indians and Asians. in
Yeah,
the crowd.
man. Engineering school,
Yeah,
right?
and I said the word Croatian, and there was ooze, and I stopped the show because I'm a little crazy on occasion, and I go, I need to know. I was like, no, and then they started shying away. I was like, no, and then they I was like, I need to. What was it? What was it? And they go, he's Croatian. That's what they say. He's
God.
Croatian because like it was a crowd of them in the front. That,
And
like,
they'd all
made a-
gathered around him.
and
like,
I go. There's a lot of Croatian. What does that have? Why did that make you go? Ooh, why did that make you? And they didn't know. It was just like because someone they knew was Croatian. They heard Croatian, and they're
Right.
like,
That's
"I'm
how it
saying
is these
something
days.
offensive about Croatians."
right.
goes
What-
in the brain. They
Yeah.
think they know how to process.
So what
it, and
happened? So it's radio silent. So it bombs. Whatever. We've all been there with colleges. But then what happens?
And I keep going for another 3 or 4 minutes. I'm talking to a girl in the front row. I make a joke about Newark because that's where my dad landed when in like 1979.
It's amazing that someone can land in Newark and go, "This place is amazing."
Dude, I'm saying like we're gonna leave India
Calcutta.
to the beautiful vistas of Newark, New Jersey.
You probably got off and been like, "Yo, I want to go back."
I gotta go back, man.
Jesus.
And I made a joke about, they called Newark Brick City back then because if you looked at someone wrong, they'd hit you with a brick, right?
Yeah.
Which is just like a simple throw. And some girl's in the front, and she's from Newark, and she's like, "That's not true." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's Wei Shangxing or whatever, fuck, you know." And,
Yeah.
and we're,
I'm joking. Yeah.
and we're just, and then I go back and forth with her for like 3-4 minutes, and it's like uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable. It's
Is it
just
getting laughs or zero laughs?
it maybe one out of like 20 things I said got
How
a
many
chuck.
people are in the showroom?
400, 300, 400 people.
Big show.
Yeah, it's big, but it's like a auditorium. It's not like a theater. It's like a cafeteria, but
Right. I get it. Yeah.
huge ceilings or whatever. And this is going on to uncomfortable length. It's just not funny. So I'm uncomfortable because it's not funny. She's uncomfortable because I'm asking personal questions. And then that's when the 3 girls that invited me to do the show came on stage.
Wow.
And told me that I had to leave.
They came on stage in the middle of the show?
In the middle of the set.
Yeah.
That shit was
Turn the
hilarious.
lights on.
I mean, the lights were on.
Yeah.
Right. They come on, and you just saw them out of the corner of your eye.
I clocked them right after I told the joke, the offensive.
They were like on edge.
They immediately came.
They came on the stage?
No, they immediately came stage left.
And
And
they
I saw them.
did you
but
get?
I didn't-
Did you try to punch? Do you think one of them was coming to punch you?
No, I didn't. I just thought it was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, something. What happened? Something is happening, but I don't know what because they would have interrupted
Yeah.
immediately if something was happening. So there's no timing issue. If
You
someone's,
didn't think
like,
it was
sick.
you at first. You thought like
No,
something happened.
I just in my brain, I'm like, that's strange, but I'm not thinking I'm about to get kicked off. I'm thinking,
Yo,
oh,
you got social warrior jumped.
yeah, it was-
Yo, nowadays when you get jumped, it's social warrior style.
Social
Yeah.
Just coming at
justice.
you. Offensive.
Well, yeah, it was.
and so they come on and just take the mic from you?
No, they give me an opportunity. They let me say my. They ask first. I asked them, what is happening?
In front of everybody. Like,
So there's 400 kids.
no, I'm
watching.
saying, but you're on the mic to them, be like, what's happening?
I
right
got
now?
a mic. They have mics, and they like, come on, like, we need you to go. I'm like, what? And then they tell me the what's a crew? The crew has to leave or some shit. I'm like,
It's a lie.
what are you talking about? And then they say, you said some offensive things.
This is in front of everybody. They're saying on the microphone, you're saying some offensive things.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I'll show you the tape. Well, I have never aired the tape. I'll show you guys at some point. But
I appreciate it.
Oh wow, you have it on tape?
oh, it's fucking
On your phone?
on my. I have the video somewhere. Yeah, in my phone. Because I had a crew taping the whole thing.
Why didn't you put it up?
Oh, you had a crew for your own work.
I'm trying to. I'm doing this hour. And in November I was trying to run the hour as many times as I could. So I had this crew there running the hour with me, filming on like fucking 4K. I'm like, oh shit, this would be cool.
Oh, now so you have this for later.
yeah.
Post.
Yeah.
You're gonna put this on. We will see this at some point.
Maybe like after a
That's what I'm
special
saying.
comes out.
Yeah.
You know, just like as a fucking once the credits run to my first hour, it'll
Yeah.
be this.
Yeah.
And so 300 people are watching this happen, and they're fucking talking to me. I'm like, they're like, yo, we need you to go. I'm like, why? They're like, we don't think you're entitled to make some of the jokes you made. I'm like, which one? What are you talking about? I'm Asian. I'm talking about.
This is in front of everybody. Still, we're on the mics. Nobody's taking you off stage yet.
correct.
This is so nuts to me.
And you know what
that I
else
have
is
to keep saying it because it's blowing my mind.
You know what else
I
is
didn't know
nuts?
this part.
Yeah.
His joke is like as left as you can get. It's so like pro gay. It's such a left perspective.
It's such a weird.
It's weird.
That's why, like, the only reason this whole thing blew up is because it was the perfect storm of.
Right.
I'm a brown guy. I'm at the biggest school in New York, the most elite school in New York.
Sure.
I'm an ex.
Are you a brown guy?
Yes, quite. I'm 100% Indian.
Race is a construct for me. I
Number-
just see.
I'm an Indian Patel.
No.
I just see a hotel owner.
Yeah, I just. It's a construct. Race is a construct. So the only thing I see is fucking white people. Those people I can see.
So okay.
I'm white on paper. If
Yeah.
you took the name Nimesh Patel and put like
no, but yeah, nobody. Your fiance's family has no problem with you coming.
No.
You're white.
yeah,
You're a white person.
I'm accepted.
You're accepted white.
Is your fiance white?
She's white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Connecticut white,
Whoa.
Jewish.
Wow.
Whoa, sir.
Wow. I like stories like that. That's what you got to do.
It's beautiful. When their kid's gonna have a very strong immune system because interbreeding.
It's funny. Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah.
Squirrel life, dog.
It's true. The more we've spoken about it, the more diverse the child is racially.
Really?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh, for
Stronger
sure.
immune
So it's
system.
just like
for
a
sure.
Godfrey fact? Or
No,
No, it's a real
that's
fact.
for sure.
okay.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be mating with your own race,
Which
as
is
far as nature
ironic
goes.
because we are tribal and
Yeah.
we tribal to protect our tribe, and so that's why we have that thing. I'm Greek, let's fuck.
Right.
But nature actually wants you to walk
I
somewhere.
want you to do the opposite.
Wants you to go find what Chrissy found, something a little different, like what you found, something a little different.
My fiance is about as opposite in races I could be to me.
Yeah.
So wait, okay, so they're saying this, and then do you just make the decision to walk off, or they like
No,
the police are coming?
They asked me. It felt like that. No, they asked me if I have any closing remarks, and I tried to.
Trump 2020. That's what I would have said. That's what I would have
that's
fucking
good.
said and
That
walked
would've
off.
been
100%.
fantastic.
I would
At
be
that
like,
point, burn
and
it
you
down.
caused
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I would have said, you motherfuckers just caused me to fucking go Trump 2020.
Yeah, at that point you should have burnt it down.
I mean, I'm glad I remained composed because part of me I felt getting angry.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I cannot fucking flip out in front of 400 Columbia students right now.
Yeah.
And then they asked me about closing remarks. I tried to save it with a bit, and then they cut my mic.
It didn't work. That
No, a bit fucking bombed. And then they cut my shit, and then I just walk off. There's a girl there who tells me she's gonna escort me out. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna fight anybody. I want to talk to these people.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't let me talk to them.
They wanted you out of the building.
Which felt like in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't talk to them.
Because you would have gotten angry.
Because then I would have gotten angry. Because immediately after I went to where my crew was, my two friends who were taping me, and some of the other members of the group, of the group that invited me, were there.
You need a water? Can we get you a water?
Oh, no.
Oh, you got a water? Okay, because you sound like you're getting choked up. You need
I
water.
was just a little burpy.
Shout out to the Smithtown Water Department.
Shout out Smithtown Water Department.
Smithtown Water Department. Why are we shouting them out?
We just randomly do random shit. We're also shouting out the Germantown Water Department of Philadelphia.
Yeah, there's not a lot of rhyme and reason to some of this
So
stuff.
just go ahead. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So,
Yeah, well, that's hyenas. We're the history hyenas.
So you said you were about to punch one of these Asian students in the face.
Yeah, so what happened? And then yelled Trump 2020.
I yelled Trump 2020, Trump 2024, Trump
Fourth Reich.
2028.
Yeah.
No, there's some girl there who was like, hey, we're so sorry that we don't know what that was about. And I was like, I don't want to talk to you guys right now.
Oh, so you had people on your side.
Yeah, I was like, I cannot talk to anybody right now. I'm getting the fuck out of here because I listened to the taping. I was like, I'm too angry to talk to you people. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. And I walk out.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
And I texted him first.
Texted J Train, who was drunk.
He's like, you get paid?
Drunk
I was
or
like,
dealing with a hangover.
I was like, yeah, you're right, Jared.
Yeah. So you did get the paycheck in full.
Oh yeah,
That's Jared. It's a good point.
I made sure.
Get that money.
Yeah.
I tell you, my agent was the second person I texted, like, yo, fucking make sure I get paid on this because this is ridiculous what just happened.
Did you know that it was going to become a story, a big story?
How did it get to the New York Times? How did they find out?
Well, what happened was it became a story on Sunday because
And the show was what, Friday?
the show was Friday, but if again, like perfect storm, brown guy, Columbia, SNL, Asian group, innocuous joke. Right, like all five.
Sure.
But
If I had said some mean shit, it would have been a very different story.
But somebody leaked it. Yeah.
Columbia is like the top journalism program on the planet. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of aspiring
Yeah.
journalists in the
Yeah.
room, and one of them fucking immediately hit up her school newspaper, and then I was like, okay, whatever. No one reads that shit. Saturday I'm just like stressed, but I'm annoyed.
But you're not thinking everyone's going to care about this.
I don't think it's a dead by Monday thing.
Yeah.
Then I get emails, and it's like right-wing reporter wants to fucking hit me up. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then I look her up, and her shit is like, why Planned Parenthood is bad for America. I'm like, I can't talk to this fucking lady.
right.
I'm not going to be on this lady's team.
Yeah.
But turns out she is like a prominent right-wing journalist, has like 16,000 Twitter followers, which is not a lot, but enough to like
At least
make
she's
a splash.
just a true journalist, even if you don't like her content.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I forget the name
It's
of
not
the
an
site.
opinion. Like she's a fucking real journalist.
She's a Columbia grad, Columbia Journalism School grad.
So that's why she was interested.
So she tweets it. She tries to get me to say something. I don't say anything. She gives her take about it, and then that's when it starts getting picked up in like the what's it called, right wing news. Meanwhile, all the left wing is like saying I'm a bad guy, all this kind of bullshit, and like trying to give their takes as to what happened at the show.
Even though they weren't there, they don't know anything.
They weren't there. There's one that says like I was using stereotypes to like make fun, and like my comedy was boring. I'm like, okay, fine, you could say all that shit, but I'm a brown guy. I'm an Indian guy who's saying things about Indian people that I think are fairly unique in perspective. And B, it wasn't bombing. Like, I'll admit a bomb. I don't give a shit. I'll give it like a C+ performance, if I'm going to be honest.
Right.
Which at a college
Which
is
is a
probably
college
good.
is
Yeah.
fine.
Very
I mean,
good.
Columbia grades on a curve anyway. So I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And so while the left wing is going off on their shit, the right wing starts their nonsense. And then like I think Tuesday I'm on Breitbart, and I'm like,
They're in your
in
corner.
my favor.
Yeah.
I'm pro whatever. They're making me pro their thing.
Right.
I'm like, okay. this is wild.
They plugged you into their cause.
And then Tucker emails me, tries to make me talk on his shit. And I'm not going on Tucker Carlson, even though like everyone was like, "Yo, you gotta go on Tucker Carlson."
Yeah, I mean that would have been sick.
It would have been sick. I think you were like, "You gotta go on Tucker."
Yeah, because you would have fucking sold out immediately. You moved tickets on Tucker Carlson.
You moved tickets.
Yo,
on
right wing kids buy tickets.
Yeah, if you ask me and Jared Fried what we think, it's probably going to be leaning a little right.
Well, you know what it is.
But you know what the truth is? We don't got roommates. So
You know what it is? It probably will swing right, just like culturally.
Yeah.
And then you'll see a lot of people pretend to be right. Like,
Sure.
Like
It's just
a
the
lot
wa-
of people will just
yeah.
start going that way and being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, man, fuck this PC shit.
Well, I was
fairly
on your
been
side
fairly-
from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was. There's not one part of me that ever thought anything you said or did about that thing was ever offensive. And it's like,
Thank you.
and I'm not a right wing person, but
It's
it's
okay,
like,
it happens.
why is the
Touch
right
these.
wing like? I'm agreeing with the right wing. I'm like,
Right.
yeah. How can
That's
anybody
the-
see this any differently?
Yo, that's the wildest shit when like you start reading all the fake shit that comes out and you start agreeing with some of the shit that happens on the
Yeah.
right. Wing. Like, oh yeah, this is kind of when Trump says like fake news. I'm like, yeah. Kind of.
Of course,
It's kind of
you
real.
felt it now.
Yeah, and so and that became a national thing on I think like Wednesday on Tucker, like they talked about me on Tucker, and then Thursday I wake up and Lenny Marcus texted me at like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
a picture of me trending on Yahoo. I'm like, oh shit, I'm trending on Yahoo.
Now, how did you feel about all this? Were you nervous?
I wasn't nervous. I was just annoyed because I've been trying to like not be on my phone and not pay attention to like social media and all this kind of shit. But in December, for the first week of December, I'm just constantly getting alerts like, oh shit, this is what's happening. And it's like all of these articles I'm like, fucking hated it.
how
Has it
quick?
died down now?
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
wanna
it's
know.
dead.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
quick did it take? How quick was it?
I think once I did Rogan, once I did the Times piece, it was fairly. I think come January, no one gave a shit about it. And I think I forget what Trump thing happened, but Trump did something fairly dumb,
Nuts.
news.
And then that was the news.
That was like okay.
What was your takeaway from it? What do you think is happening at universities? What do you think that is?
I mean, I think everyone wants to hear, colleges are bad places to perform, but I disagree. I think I've done some afterwards that have been great. I did some before that were great. I think this is just like a fluke thing. But I do think what you said earlier about the Croatia thing is that everyone's just so quick. There's no fucking time to process shit because we're always doing that,
Yeah,
Just-
I wouldn't go so far as to say it a fluke. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a rare, but a lot of comics say the same thing. Even Seinfeld went so far as to say, I don't do universities anymore.
Sure.
So it's like we all know, because we performed and have done, we all know that there's a sensitivity there.
Yeah, maybe it'll. I'm hopeful. I'm confident it will correct itself. Because I think even from this at Columbia, people were just like, "This is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
We're not this."
Yeah.
Bunch of kids hit me up like, "Yo, we're not like this. This is
Right.
bananas."
So it's a squeaky wheel kind of gets the grease thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody directly reach out to you like negatively and be like, I hate you for this, I heard this, or I was at the show, fuck you, and very little?
No. No one. I think one girl hit me up because she was roommates with one of the organizers of the event, and I
Was
guess
she pissed?
she was pissed because I guess she took what I said as a response to her on like them coming on stage as disrespectful to the organizers. But outside, no one was like directly mad at anything I said.
See because the only reason I'm bringing it up is because it feels like everybody I talk to seems like a normal individual in any situation, and all these nut jobs that you're like, oh, they want this or they're fucking
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
yeah. It's like. Oh, do these people exist, or is this all just fucking?
Just a bunch of bots.
All that shit happened to you, but it's like, show me the people that were actually mad. It's so
only like
few,
2 or 3 or 4.
but yet it causes a whole uproar.
Well, because when you're on
Squeaky
the
Italian gets the grease, right?
When you're on the
Yeah.
train, who are you going to remember? The 15 people sitting there silently, or the person in the corner wearing a fucking, sombrero jerking off into the corner?
Smoking a
Yeah,
cigarette.
that's the one you're
Yeah.
going to tell stories about. That's the one
Yeah.
who's getting the attention. So it's a real attention me era now, where everyone's like, no matter what I do, the first thing I want is attention.
Yep.
So when someone writes an article, it's like the first thing I want is to come with a perspective. It's
That's
like
why everything starts
boom.
with I was.
Yeah, I was there, and this happened, and this is why it happened, and this is who's to blame, and let's point the finger at this group, and yeah, here it is. You heard it first from me, and here's my face, and now I'm going to start a fucking blog and a TV, an internet TV show where I'm talking on it, and it's about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And the most annoying part was when one girl wrote some blog and she said he only has 88 Twitter followers. I'm like, it's like, what the fuck?
That's important.
That's your take. That's your insult at the end of everything you.
Yeah.
It's only got 80.
88 Twitter followers.
Yo, me and Nate did a tour in 2008, right before Obama, and we did it in New Hampshire. We did a college tour in New Hampshire, and
Which is a Republican state.
No.
New Hampshire?
No, I'm sorry, Maine. I apologize.
Oh, Maine is
Yeah,
that's
these
right.
schools, it was like Smith, Colby. They were like way left wing. Like, yeah, right? Yeah, like way left. So I at one point during the show was fine. Like, to your point, I remember it being fine. Me and Nate would do our sets, and then we'd do like this little mock debate because it was the election time, and it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. But at some point during the show, I had some joke, and I was, I was close to a shitty comedian then. I was pretty shitty. So it was probably not a great joke. But I said, like, right Marisol, like, because there was clearly, like, a Latin girl there. So I just said right Marisol, like a Latin name.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know at the time. Supposedly, she ran outside, right? Fucking went crazy. We went to the next school. The administrators and like fucking the dean of the school showed up at the venue at the beginning. Was like, what happened at Colby? We heard something happen. Like, we just want to make sure. And we didn't even know. We're like, I don't know. Show seemed fine. What happened? They're like, we heard there was an incident there. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the next day, Colby, I think it happened at Colby. They had a sit-in protest where the students came and put black tape over their mouth.
Because of you?
Because of me. And wrote on their shirts, listen. And they all sat down. Because something had happened previously where some kid was wearing a sombrero or something and he was white and they were like, it's insensitive. And then I said Marisol and she went and she said, see. And it was just like this thing that I bet you if you asked them what was
shit.
happening, none of them would know exactly specifically what it was. They're like, we're just here protesting for justice.
But that's okay. Protesting and like, going out to 4 o'clock in the morning, that's something you do in your 20s. If you're in your 30s and 40s and you're still protesting, you're a fucking loser.
You got a mental illness.
You got a mental illness. Like, just stop. If you're a young kid, that's what you're supposed to do because you don't know what's going on.
But let's
so
be
it's like
honest.
it's okay in a college. Marisol, it's okay, but like now Marisol.
Is it though? Because kids used to protest the Vietnam War. They used to protest policy. They used to protest like
I'm not saying
tax.
it's okay,
Now they're
but I'm
protesting me saying fucking Marisol.
But it's at an age now. But listen, that was fucking 12 years ago, 15 years ago. Now Marisol's got 2 kids and 2 different fathers.
Now even he knows, Zach. Even fucking
Wait,
he's been here
so-
for 40 minutes and he gets. And you're not earning your money. We're just gonna fucking.
Yo,
we're gonna give you half pay on Venmo this month.
You got to get one of them Staples buttons.
Yeah. Yo, we got to go, boys.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
That was a fucking great
I had
episode. We
fun,
knew it was
man.
gonna
Thank
be a
you
great
guys for
episode.
having
We'd
me.
love to have you
Yo,
again, man.
Please,
Yeah.
let's do.
Dates, anything. Oh, yeah.
I want to come to your wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're there.
I want to
August-
be the
I
white
want-
sacrifice.
And the second week of August is India's Independence Day, August 15th. I
Yeah.
want to come back. Maybe let's bring
Come through.
Gibran
That's good.
and
Yeah.
Akash Singh, and we'll just talk
Come.
some shit.
No.
What's the actual day?
August 15th.
August 15th. That's the day
Why
I'm getting
you-
my colonoscopy.
Why are you leaving out Hari Kondabolu?
Hari Kondabolu
As well.
Problem with the poo.
Aparna.
We want them all.
Everybody.
Aparna, who's
Yeah.
got Aparna did some light reading over the weekend. Let's just see. Let me just Aparna. This I just had to.
The problem with white fragility, I think. it
Yeah,
was
the problem
called.
with white fragility. So
That was a
some
book
light
she
reading
posted,
about Aparna. I'd love to get Aparna on and talk about the white. Just a little light reading.
Gonna come and talk some. Oh, that
She
would
won't
be
even do
great,
my
man.
stupid question show because she's
Yeah.
too aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
just found it extremely helpful in educating why people are the worst. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
All that shit. But
Yeah.
it's we're
We're-
bad people.
I'll ask her to come and hopefully she'll listen.
Yeah, but that would be great if you come back on that. That would be awesome.
It'll be so much
Where can
fun
the
to
people
do.
find you at?
Finding Nimesh. Just find me there. All my dates are there. I don't really have a lot of dates, but yeah, come up next time I'm up. I don't even know. I'll be at the Cellar this weekend. Oh, I started a weekly show called No Phone Thursdays. So I asked you
yeah.
to come.
Nice.
You got
I'm
to
in.
come do it.
Yeah, I'd love to.
It's in downtown Brooklyn
yeah.
at DeKalb Market.
Nice.
Yeah, come by Thursday nights, 8
Right
o'clock,
on.
and we have people policing, make sure there's no phones.
Good.
Beautiful.
You have to.
You need. It's such a refreshing thing to not have your fucking phone in front of you for
Oh my god.
I mean, look at this.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
well,
addicted,
yeah.
man.
I'm guilty too.
We're all
but-
addicted.
We're all
yeah.
addicted. I'm
Thanks.
fucking
It's
addicted.
been fun to have you in.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mesh
brother.
Money.
Brent.
Mesh is
Appreciate
the
you,
man.
brother.
Go
Thank
follow
you.
Nimesh.
Love
Go
you,
check
man.
out his comedy.
Always.
Peace out.
Day
Thank
one.